Mr. Falcioni, APPLiA promotes better lifestyle in the connected home. So it deals with the question, how will our daily life look like in 10 years from now? How will smart homes look like?
Well, I would like to be a futurologist to be able to answer fully to this question, but I have only a degree in electronic engineering, so I will have to speak more about an evolution rather than a revolution in the house. And this evolution is actually already happening now, because I can have my oven download new recipes. I can have my fridge helping me in reducing food waste by proposing a recipe which takes into account my personal preferences and what food is left in the fridge. And that happens now. And I think that the attitude of members in simplifying the life of citizens, it is exactly the key to unlock better lifestyles for the future.
What technologies will hit the ground during the next years? Thinking about artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, these are terms that you quite often hear in the debate. How will they change our daily lives?
Well, actually, they are changing our daily life already. A robot vacuum cleaner, for instance, it's a very interesting and smart device that is today optimizing the way to clean our floors with the minimum effort. So what we tend to see as users, as consumers, it is the nice and enjoyable part of living a better life in our home, while the industry, it is providing ever innovative products to the home, fully respecting the consumer privacy, the consumer safety, because those are the key principles that have guided the industry so far and are guiding also the industry now in these evolving times.
Internet of Things will connect different devices. What are the key benefits for the users, for the citizens?
To me, time is the most important thing that we have to manage well. And anything that helps making the best out of the little time we have will strike a chord with users and consumers and citizens everywhere in Europe.
Are smart homes more energy efficient and more sustainable?
The aim, it is exactly that one, to provide more energy efficiency and more sustainability to the home in the future. A recent study published from the European Commission told us that in a couple of years, 1/3 of European homes will actually be smart. It's a lot, eh? And that means that there will be a new feature and new functionalities that will help us live better in a more sustainable way. Sustainability is at the core of what we do. And actually, we believe that one of the major improvements that we can get through an increased level of circularity can be only achieved if we all adopt a circular culture.
You mentioned circular economy. On the other hand, we have a trend towards fast fashion, especially regarding electronic products. Will this trend of fast fashion also hit the ground in smart homes, or are smart homes long-term investments?
Well, actually, what we like to see, it is the full life cycle of products in the home. And I have the pleasure to represent a sector which is providing long-lasting products. Large domestic appliances stays with us for a very long period of time. And the key aim of the industry, it is to make sure that sustainability is fully respected in all the aspects of lifetime of those products. For instance, out of 100 repair requests that came to our members, more than 80 have been fulfilled year 2016. Which means that regardless of the time or age of the product needed repair, more than 80% were actually repaired. Then, when products become waste, it is extremely important that the waste is perfectly traced and becomes secondary raw material. Because that can actually start a new cycle. It is a little bit like in nature. In nature you have a number of cycles, and what is waste for like a smaller cycle becomes actually the energy and the main resource for a different cycle.
Do we need any kind of new regulation or incentives to promote circular economy?
Policy gave a very good push to not only industry but to the entire society actually to go for closing the circle. Now the biggest gap that we see there is not a legislative actually gap, but it is the fact that more than 2/3 of electronic waste goes untraced. So we do not know actually the way in which those 2/3 are actually managed. Are they like properly processed, respecting all environmental standards? What is the level of secondary raw material they do generate? That we do not know because we do not trace that. How much of it goes to like third countries for a kind of suboptimal, I would say, processing? That we do not know. What we know it is that the third that is dealt with by collective systems run by manufacturers, they do respect all the environmental standards that are there today, and they generate quality secondary raw material in an environmental conscious way. So the gap here, it is not we need more legislation. Here the gap is we have to make sure that all waste is traced.
Are smart homes new homes or refurbished homes?
The definition of smart home that the European Commission has used in their study, it is a home where you have a smart air conditioner, where you have a smart fridge, you have a smart oven, so you have something that actually interacts with me, if I'm the user, that interacts with the environment, in order to provide me with the extra comfort, or it helps me in saving my time. So those are the two features that are considered to be smart in a home, and both of them could be achieved either through renovation of the current home or through the building of new homes. To me, when they say that 1/3 of the homes in Europe in a couple of years will be smart, I think it is more achievable in improving the homes that we have rather than in rebuilding 1/3 of the homes in Europe today. So it would be too ambitious as a goal, I would say.
So did I get it right? A smart home is not necessarily part of a smart house. Or is it necessary that a smart home is part of a smart house, being part of a smart district and part of a smart city? Does everything need to be smart?
What we believe it is that by adding a little bit of smartness in the home, having the clear vision of what could happen in the future and be ready for future update, for future services, that will definitely help. Today, the platform economy, in terms of market value, it is mainly focusing on like US and Chinese companies. Europe, in terms of platform economy, it's a rather small pebble in between two giant rocks. So there is, to me, a sense of urgency toward policymakers and toward the society here as a whole, because if we want Europe to flourish as a place to grow the platform economy, to grow the service economy, then we have to act, and we have to act now, fast, in a way that would enable companies to provide innovative services here in Europe, respecting fully the consumer privacy, the data ownership, the cybersecurity, all the building blocks that are so important to maintain and actually grow the consumer trust in this new evolution.
Energy efficiency and circular economy is one major grand societal challenge. Another one is aging society. What kind of links do you see between smart homes and smart health?
I think there is a lot of hope to help us when we are at that stage of our life to continue living where we are in our home, getting the help of professionals without having to go to hospitals, being able to be monitored in a good sense and not in a negative sense while staying in the home, monitoring blood pressure, monitoring activities in the home, monitoring anything that has to do with the health conditions while not leaving the home.
The home appliance industry is a global industry. On the other hand, you mentioned that we have specific European values, specific European expectations. Is a European smart home a different smart home than an American smart home or a Chinese smart home? What makes a European smart home?
Speaking of a single smart home throughout the world, to me it would be reductive, because it would not take into account our own perception of what we would like to see happening in our home. So there is, to me, a localization effect, which is extremely important. What we should be able to deliver worldwide, it is consumer trust. It is the basic building blocks of cybersecurity, of data ownership, of data privacy. Those are the building blocks that we have to enable and ensure everywhere.
If I upload a new update on my computer, sometimes it does not work. Then I can't use my computer. What about updates of smart homes? Will the home then not work for a certain period of time if a new operating system is uploaded?
There is a degree of uncertainty on this aspect, but actually there is even a bigger responsibility from whoever is providing the service of a smart home to make sure that that does not happen. So it is a reputability issue here at stake, and the industry that I represent is extremely sensitive to reputational issues. And actually, what they care the most, it is protecting their brand and protecting their reputation with respect to consumers.
In the Living Innovation Project, we state that no company alone can design the way we will live in 2030. Do you share this view?
I agree fully. I like to say that I value good ideas from wherever they come from. And here I think that is a similar paradigm that could be applied. There will be bright ideas from many different players. But I personally doubt that it will be just one ecosystem that will conquer it all. It will be the coexistence of multiple ecosystems, of multiple solutions, that in the end I will select as a user. So I will select which is my own way of living in the home. And that can only be achieved through multiple solutions, through multiple innovative minds putting their innovations all together, and by allowing me, the consumers in the end, to make my choice.
Which are the most important drivers of smart homes?
To me, it is a push-pull effect. We have latest technology developments that are like enticing designers to do something. We as consumers or as citizens are evolving continuously in what we do. 12 years ago, we didn't even know what a smartphone was. And now everybody has at least one in the pocket. So it's consumers expecting actually something new and something innovative from manufacturers. It is manufacturers providing something because they know that consumers would like to feel something new and because that they are offering saves time and money to consumers. It is architects because they love to have creative designs, and creativity is not just the shape, but is also the functionality, and it is also the services that are offered to their customers, to their clients.
What are your expectations regarding the new Parliament and the new Commission?
We have great hope for the new term of the European Parliament, and we have distilled in a kind of industry manifesto the future vision that would make the next term of the European Parliament remarkable. And we have distilled them into three very easy messages. The first one, it is let us grow the culture of circularity. The second pillar, it is let's make a connected home a success. And that, I think, resonates very well with the ideas that we have been sharing in this interview. The third pillar, it is to make sure that Europe is the place where manufacturing of home appliances continue to take place. Today, 77% of large domestic appliances sold in Europe are manufactured in Europe. And that is a very large number. It's a very relevant number. 60% of small domestic appliances sold in Europe originates from Europe. So this is really an industry that is delivering to Europeans not only products, but also quality jobs. And we believe that working together with the next European Parliament to achieve these three goals will definitely be a way to make the next term extremely worthwhile.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.